I'm going to listen to every single Griselda album ever in order, because why not? His luxury talk, even in 2012, I think is when this album dropped, was elite. They should have put Saddam wearing Fendi while he was being hung as the album cover, or as an alternate like vinyl cover. I'm gonna get shadow banned. Oh, I like that sample reveal. I don't know what that sample was, but that was soulful. I like that. But the song as a whole, I love that beat. That's not the typical beat that Griselda would rap on currently. I know this album here is almost a decade old, so the styles were a little bit different. It was cool hearing Westside Gunn on this type of beat. Content-wise, he did kind of just laundry list a bunch of designers, but he had some really slick luxury talk in that. I like that song. All right, this is Rayfuls Plug. Ooh, that's a fire line. I like that. His rhyme scheme is good. I don't recall him being the most lyrically gifted, especially at this point in his career. I think he stepped it up a lot now. But this is a pretty good like, what, 3-syllable rhyme scheme? I love that chorus. Maybe just because it's nostalgic, because it's taken from Can't Tell Me Nothing and Murder Was the Case. But I like that chorus a lot. Alright, so that was another song where the production is a lot different than what we would hear currently from Westside Gunn. I thought the song was cool. I think the first verse had a lot of complexity when it came to the rhyme scheme. I think you definitely see the foundation of his rap ability that he has now. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on the song. I don't think I've heard Hitler Wears Hermes 1 prior to this, but I am familiar with like Rayfuls Plug and a couple other songs on this album because they showed up later on that Hitler on Steroids mixtape. But even then, I haven't heard these songs in a while. Let's keep rocking. This is Me and My Eagle. I do remember not liking this song though. Shit, sunny fingers, bloody shit was all business. Bounce sway, stepping over crack valves and mace. Chainsaw to your face, your brains carved off. Walls with war horse. Neil Bevis, so you get embarrassed. Smav it, silencers, 24 carat. Wings and horns, get your wig torn. Sig drawn. Bends with alligator ribs, a blind nigga song. What was I thinking about? This nigga snapping. You fucking with me never. Rhymes that had you under pressure. Checkers on the damier, but chess is how I operate. Dictator of this rhyme style I major. Pigeon on my SPs, might fuck around and skate up. That's fire. Green, they gave him 4 lives in the wake up, straight up. Man, that verse there was tough. He really blends the gritty part of the street lifestyle with the luxury part of the street lifestyle. And it just meshes over so well. When he says stuff like going to war with a Warhol, it just paints this almost psychedelic scene of just an art museum turning into a hood shootout. I think it's one of the best things that he does. He even does that modern day. Take a song like R.I.P. Bergdorf on his Hitler Wears Hermes 8-side B album. Me and my ego, just me and my ego. Me and my ego, just me and my ego. I rate Hussein and Fendi. Get out of my way, annihilate the ones who envy. Black, I'm past fly, my whole outline luxurious. Foreign whips All right, that's funny. I said I didn't like that song. I think maybe I just in the past didn't pay attention to the lyrics. I think lyrically that was the best song on here. I thought the imagery was fire. I don't care for the chorus, and I thought that was a pretty unimpressive beat on Westside Gunn standard. But lyrically, I like this song a lot. So this is SuedeMutumbos. Bro, that's a fire line. Y'all remember the Givenchy shirts that had the Rottweiler and then they had the shark one and all the different animals? Them things was hard when this album came out. It's tough. Pay attention to the way I rock Christians. So ahead of my time, I feel a prime vintage. That's tough. Case spray, yeah, your face lemonade. Who thirsty? Niggas sure we going to stay.
I know he's probably thinking about what Mr. Brown said earlier and all that. Sure, don't even sweat that shit.
Song is tough.
He's old and poor.
Yeah, man, that's an extremely underrated song in Westside Gunn's discography. Bro, the bars on that song, he was spitting. And I love luxury rap where I want it to feel way outside of my price range. Like, I can go to Phipps Mall and buy a Goyard bag. I want you to be listing stuff that I never heard of. Jaeger Face Lemonade, Who Thirsty? For one, that's a fire bar. And then two, niggas rap about Protects all the time. Made me look up what a Jaeger is. And then just to top everything off, they're spitting on a Wu-Tang beat. So this is Messhall Talk. That's so fire.
MC and backpack with gats in them. Streets of prison, they both got plenty rats in them. If fly was a crime, I'd be a maximum. Let me out for an hour, I might stab a nigga. Plain shots with other bosses. Roll your body in the Persian rug, worth the blood. Live in low top with my two-step.
There go the imagery again, the roll your body in the Persian rug.
Peruvian flake drake, let's get richer. Your work stepped on, nobody fucking with you. Mentality is like Escobar. Fresh off the boat, the cocaine asked them up. Me and Bacon grew up in the same spot. Niggas got fly off the same pot.
Alright, so yeah, Messhall Talk, that song was cool. I kind of feel mixed about it. First of all, the beat on here is dope. I love this beat. The issue is, if I heard this song just individually, I probably think it was pretty good. But in the context of the album, and I had this critique for a lot of Westside Gunn's earlier albums, in the context of the entire album, this gets pretty repetitive. And a lot of the earlier songs had, more complexity when it came to the rhyme schemes. And the first time you're hearing some of these ideas, it's a little bit more fresher. But now that every single song on this album has had the same concept, and he's not presenting it in extremely different ways. And some people just have the talent where they can rap about the same topic over and over again, and it's just really good. Pusha T is a great example. Benny the Butcher, if he wanted to rap about coke the whole time, he can do it. Even Westside Gunn in 2022, he probably can get away with, definitely for a shorter project like this, he can get away with rapping about the same topic the whole time. I think he's a much improved rapper than when this album here came out. All right, so this is the last song. This is Hitler Muzik. This beat sounds extremely familiar. It reminds me of the Essie Gang beat on La Machina, but I think they might have used this beat for another song. Let's keep rocking. I do love this guitar chord though. Hey, that probably happened in Lennox for real now. Lennox is the wild, wild west right now. If you go to Lennox, keep your head low. Yo, this sample, I didn't realize that this was a sample of Hitler. So, look, I'll be 100% honest. I'm a huge Griselda fan, so going back to this, I'm going to have this album in high regards because I know what it led to. If this was 2012, I had no idea who Westside Gunn was. I probably would have cut it off halfway through. But objectively speaking, man, you really can see the foundation of Westside Gunn in this project. One, his beat selection here was fire, and especially at the time that this album came out, these were some crazy beats, and they didn't sound anything. I mean, maybe MkQueensDead sounded a little bit like some of the underground beats that were happening at the time. It had a soul sample in there, but most of these beats sounded extremely unique, even for a underground artist. Westside Gunn's Luxury Talk, even though it's way more refined now, I definitely see the foundations of it. And the biggest thing is I think his Luxury Talk is unique. If you look at a lot of mainstream artists now, they rap about literally the same brands. But, you know, the rapping wasn't amazing, especially for an album that doesn't have any features. I think Westside Gunn, and most people would agree, is a better curator of an album or producer of an album than he is an actual rapper, and that's not to knock his rapping ability, but that's just to say that the albums that have features on it are typically better than his albums without features. Those are my thoughts. We're going to be going through every single Griselda album in order. You want to stay tuned for that? Subscribe.